Hello everyone, it's Copes here, and today I'm back with a South Park Phone Destroyer video. In today's video, we do have some interesting information. If you haven't heard about it, there will be a new update in this next week, and it's going to be humongous. There's not going to be any new cards that I know of, but there are going to be a lot of buffs and nerfs as well, so let's get into those guys. So next week, if you tune in to the developer live stream and they get 500 concurrent viewers, they will be raffling off a Mecha Timmy. So I've read some comments down below about what people think about this update, and they are not positive reviews so far. We might read those at the end of the video if you guys want to just have a little bit of fun. But the main meat of the video will be coming up in a sec. So I'm not going to read everything right here, but I will just summarize what it says. So next week's balance changes. They're saying it's so crazy to type out everything that is getting a buff, including rares, epics, and legendaries, that they're just not going to. But almost every single rare, epic, and legendary is going to be buffed. And that is such an interesting and wild change that I don't know if that really will be good or if it's going to turn out horribly. My Space Warrior token's at level 5, so that means he's getting a buff. I'm excited to see what kind of buff he's going to get. This is going to be so interesting. And I have been using a lot of epics recently, like Dog Poo, Program Stan, and Cyborg Kenny. So we'll see how powerful my deck is going to be. I'm super excited, guys. Sadly, I don't have a Mecha Timmy. I hope they don't buff him. That's the one card I hope they do not buff if they are going to buff any others. So in this little paragraph, it says all the troops at level 1, upgrade 0, will be the same. They'll all be the same, but once you upgrade them to level 1, upgrade 1, that's when the upgrade stats start to increase for rares, epics, and legendaries. I don't know if any commons are going to be buffed or nerfed, but we're going to read about that in a second. There are also some standalone changes that will be added to specific cards. Let's get into this, guys. As you may know, Stan of Many Moons is getting a buff. And that might be a little unexaggerated. I think there should be a different word we should be using instead of buff. As Pharaoh TV said, he's going Super Saiyan. I think that may be a good description of what is about to happen. Sadly, this warrior of brown, blue, and red isn't getting the love he deserves. That will change. However, as he's had his charge ability buffed, previously his charge ability did 60 base damage at level 1 upgrade 0 and a maximum of 300 damage, which would be his highest level. I don't know how high of a level you can get legendaries, but whatever his highest level is. Now, however, the base damage of his charge ability will do a whopping 200 damage, and this will scale across his upgrade tree to max out at 600. So let's say he's at level 1 and you upgrade him, so then he does 200. Well, no, you don't even have to upgrade him at all to get him to 200. That's just what he starts out as. So 200, if he uses his ability, let's say I have a Sally down, let's say I have a Butters, Rats, and a Pirate Ship Timmy. Those are all below 200. So if he uses that ability, it's killing every single one of those troops. This could be so deadly. Make sure you have a lightning bolt or a fireball or something powerful enough to stop this man, because you will need it. He's probably going to be the new Mecha Timmy, and I cannot wait to see how crazy this is going to be because I love the chaos. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see everyone's reactions. That's what I'm thinking about. I don't know how crazy this is going to be, but expect to see a lot more of Stan of Many Moons. I sadly don't have him. And let's say you level him up to level 2. He's going to do damage to way more damage. I don't know how much it'll be. Maybe at level 2 it'll be about 300. And then if you level him up all the way at level 2, it could be like 350. That's just my prediction. I don't know for sure if that's going to be the case. But that's going to do some significant damage to my Space Warrior token, where he's going to be like 1 hit. My Alien Clyde's going to be 1 hit. So just at level 2, just at level 2, I'm assuming he's going to kill most of my assassins and do some massive damage to my other ones. So that is a wild, wild change. I don't know why. I really don't know why. They should have changed him just a little bit. Maybe gave his charged ability at the base level, the base damage, maybe like 100, but not 200. That's a little bit drastic, I personally think. All right, let's get into Regeneration, probably the one you're most pissed about. This card wasn't scaling the way we wanted. It appears to have had an upgrading error. We've now corrected the upgrading error in addition to the new rarity scaling. So the base regeneration will now be 12 HP a second, and it will continue to scale up across upgrade levels. But the scaling amount will decrease toward the higher upgrade end. So, I mean, 12 HP a second at its base is decently strong. That might have been what it was. I don't really know what it started out as, but as you upgrade it, it's going to decrease. It's not going to decrease like the amount of HP per second, but it will decrease how much you gain each time you upgrade it. So maybe you'll get it to like level 3 or 4. Maybe you already have it at that, but there won't be much of a point to upgrade it past that. So I don't know how big this is going to be. I'm going to have to see what kind of scaling there is. But don't freak out about this one too much yet. Mind Control. The duration of Mind Control will now scale up more strongly. The base duration will remain 7 seconds, and it will now gain 0.5 seconds of duration per upgrade, rather than the 2.5 seconds it previously received. The maximum duration will now be 10 seconds of Mind Control. Insanity. So does that apply to Cyborg Kenny? I really hope it does. I have Cyborg Kenny. I would love to see a 10-second duration for that would just basically mean he's fully controlling a unit. I'm assuming 10 seconds, that extra 3 seconds will definitely help me. Maybe I won't be there yet, but like maybe I'll be at 9 seconds because I have him at level 3. Maybe it'll be like 8.5 or something. I don't know exactly. But I hope this applies to my Cyborg Kenny. But I think for Mind Control, it should fully control a unit for the whole time that unit is alive. That's just my opinion, but that could be very good against Mecha Timmy if you wanted to use them. And now we're gonna talk, or soon we're gonna talk about Purify. And yeah, I'm glad. Purify and Powerbind. The current meta has made Purify and Powerbind absolutely punishing. They were able to effectively cripple many strategies and shut down far too many cards outright. I mean, the low cost alone let people cycle them almost without consequence. That alone meant we needed to make some changes. Now both of these cards will be brought into line with the relative power of their peers. So, do you guys think this is necessary? Personally, I think it will be a great change, and I know people are pissed about it. But let's go into Purify. Purify, the bane of poisoners and spellcasters everywhere, now has a static range of 1 meter. I don't really know how much it had before, but it also now has an upgradable target amount at level 1. It will purify 1 unit. At level 2, it will purify 2 units, and so on. So, oh man. And the cost of Purify has been adjusted from 1 to 2. So now not only does Purify have a smaller target range of what it can purify, it can now purify less units and it costs more. Saying all that, it sounds a little drastic, even for me. Maybe they could have done 1 or 2 of these, but all 3 of these seems to be a little bit drastic. Maybe decreasing the amount that it purifies could have been good. Maybe decreasing the amount or increasing the amount of energy it costs could have been good. Or in doing the one in between where you only get to purify 1 unit. And then you kind of have to keep them close. So you keep your units close to purify them, but that can cause you to get fireballed. So I don't know. I think that might be a little bit drastic even for me as someone who hates this type of card. And to be honest, Purify, I hate this card. I hate it. And I wanted it changed. But all 3 of these changes seems to be a little punishing to mystic players. I don't know. And powerbind has also been increased to 2, so you're probably going to have to use one or the other. If you want to use powerbind, you should probably use it. If you want to use purify, you should probably use it. But 2 for each of these. Now you're going to have to play it a lot more strategically, because like they said, this you could use without consequence. Dropping 1 energy of anything, basically there's no consequence for it. It's 1 energy. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens to Mystic and if it's ever going to be used again. Hilarious how they talk about balancing while at the same time giving away Mekatimi cards. The most broken, overpowered card in the entire game. Bottom line, nothing really got fixed. Alright, I would settle down with that remark. Nothing got fixed. Look at all these changes that are going to come. Mekatimi, he might not get a buff, but almost every other legendary and every other epic and rare card are getting a buff. So this game is going to be completely different. It's going to be a new game you're going to see and play. So get ready to relearn this game, because it's not going to be the same, I promise you. I have a feeling they're going to make everything worse again, just like every other time. Ignoring all the real problems. I don't know if they're ignoring all the real problems. I see more overpowered cards coming in the future, like Stand of Many Moons. Got a feeling this will become the new Mekatimi. I said that earlier in this video. I agreed with that. You're just going to have to lightning bolt or hopefully fireball him away if it's high enough level, or do something else to him to kill him immediately. But I can sort of agree with this guy. It's insane what's going to happen, guys. I am excited though. I really am excited to see what's happening. And I hope you guys are as well. Don't take it too seriously. They will fix it. I hope they do. I think they will. If anything's just a little bit too crazy. Yeah. Okay. A player from, I'm assuming he's saying legendary 1000 rank, somewhere in between there. 1000 and 2000 probably. But please stop nerfing Mystic theme. I see how Purify and Powerbind could be seen as OP, but decreasing their radius and decreasing the amount of effective units and doubling their cost. Why don't give it a slow start? Exactly what I said. I promise you guys I haven't read this, but yeah, it's just pretty obvious. It's an obvious statement to make, and it's an obvious question to ask. Why are you nerfing all these things, and why are you nerfing it so hard? Like 3. That's 3 different things they're nerfing. I don't think Purify and Powerbind were that crazy. Powerbind was a little bit annoying to go against. Purify could be crazy, and I thought it was a little bit punishing to poison. But other than that, I don't think it should be nerfed in 3 different ways. It's getting fucked over. This guy made some other good points. I will link this in the description if you want to read more about it. God help us all. You are not nerfing anything really. You are doing your own nerfs. Stop playing the game and start working. This game is becoming a joke. So are they claiming that they are nerfing the cards they personally don't like? And I don't know what this claim is. It seems to be like shots fired at these people, but I don't know if it's really necessary. Look at what you are nerfing. Scroll down to what you are giving away this week. Sad days. Say goodbye to South Park. They're fucking it up. Thanks for the few months of fun, and thanks for destroying a game which had so much potential. Okay, I don't think you can say this yet. Just calm down. Everyone take a chill pill. It could be good. Maybe everyone's going to be happy after this update. Maybe everyone's going to be pissed. But let's wait for the update and then see all the changes and then judge it based on that. I mean, I'm putting in my judgment now, but I'm still waiting for the changes. I wouldn't say throw away this game quite yet. So this guy is basically saying that the last nerf to these cards was already enough, and that these cards are supposed to be punishing. I don't completely agree that these cards are supposed to be punishing. I think they're supposed to help your deck out more than punish the enemy team. That's just my opinion on it. Whatever. I agree with this guy. He's basically saying that sci-fi is getting a big buff here because Mystic is being nerfed. I think that is the case. Cyborg Kenny is going to be even more effective. Cyborg Kenny, okay. So the way I would punish players, Cyborg Kenny he has a poison effect. Then Alien Clyde also has a poisoning effect. I could maybe see myself starting to use Alien Queen Red. And then if I wanted to be crazy, absolutely insane, maybe I'll start using poison just to punish people who have Purify, because they're not going to be able to purify all of that, and they never really were. So I think poison is definitely getting a buff, and I'm excited to start using poison, and I hope I can run it. I think I will be able to, and it's going to be fun, guys. Okay, so this man said, "Hey Steve, whale here." So I'm assuming he spent a lot of money on this game. But again, another pissed off person. Here, let's see what this is. You think this is a happy comment? Well, this seems, I guess this is a really thought out comment that I'm not going to read just because it's way too long. And I mean, all these comments, pissed. We'll see. We'll see what fucking happens. Who knows? It's up in the air now. I don't know if they're actually going to go through with this update. Guys, again, I love the chaos. I love I love what's going to happen, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So enjoy your last couple of days with this South Park Phone Destroyer, because trust me, this game will be changed so much you may not even know what you're playing anymore. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.